Welcome back, everybody. It is Draft to Glory episode number 24, and we are at the 1915 draft. If you watched the last episode and if you entered the contest, we'll make that draw a little bit later. And stay tuned for the question for this episode's contest. Good to see you guys again. When we left off, we looked at the Expos finishing not very well. 6th to the bottom. Congratulations to the Pittsburgh Pirates for winning the 1915 World Series. But we are all about the draft to start off this show. So let's get to it. The Montreal Expos picking number 6. Mock draft has us going for David Wright. Who, quite honestly, if we get David Wright, I'll be fine with that. Last episode, we looked at kind of who is in the top 10, who might be available to us. We didn't really see a must-have in that top 10 because, again, we want defense. I showed you the where we were at last season in terms of our rankings, and we don't do very well with our defense and therefore with our pitching. We do okay with the offensive categories. So some of the names that we showed you last day, plus some new ones here. We got Mike Scioscia, Frank Thomas. Who else in the second round? Mike Lavalier, good catcher in his day. Willie Montanez. Any players that I recognize as I was growing up? Not really seeing a lot of the 80s or 90s players. So again, not very strong draft in terms of big name talent. We don't have that Ty Cobb. We don't have that Willie Mays, King Griffey Jr. But we'll make do. We'll find out who we get here. So let's go on to the draft and look at the first overall pick. Harry Stovey is the first overall pick. If we head to the Montreal pick, Stovey, Rosen, Tilly Walker, Chris Bryant, and Mike Scott are now off the board. Okay, let's sort this. I don't think we want a pitcher right now. We need some hitters, and preferably some hitters that have some pretty good defense. So looking in the defensive category, we got Huey Kritz. Again, not an elite defender, so I don't want to give up the bat for a slight upgrade at defense. So I don't think we're going to consider him with the first overall pick. And look at this defensive category. There just are not any other green numbers that stand out there. So David Wright is there. I'm kind of leaning towards him, but we'll take a look at what else is available. Frank Shugart, 22 years old, really good speed. He's going to get a lot of stolen bases, especially in this era. Infield range at 55 for shortstop. Or do we go David Wright? More balanced player, Wright or Shugart. Didi Gregorius is also there, a little bit younger. Willie Montanez. I don't really want to take a risk on a 22-year-old that is so underdeveloped. And that's pretty much it. So it's going to come down, I think, to Frank Wright or Frank Shugart or David Wright. Let's compare those two players. All right, dead ball. So we want contact, we want speed, we want gap power, and of course defense. Defense, I think they're fairly close. Two different positions, of course. I guess Shugart overall is the better defender. Shortstop. Who do we go with? David Wright is a one-position player. Shugart is a one-position player. I think I'm going to go with Shugart. I'm going to go with the 22-year-old because of the gap power, because of the speed. And let's see how it turns out. So with the number 6 overall pick, the Montreal Expos will take Frank Shugart. In real life, he played back in the 80s. So he's got that dead ball experience, I guess. And we'll see how he turns out. All right, let's go ahead to round number 2. Who is on the boards? We still have that Huey Crits. So I think because he has the best defense left, I think maybe we just go with him. Don't overthink it. Davy Williams, We do have that catcher. Bobby Etheridge, good gap power. Yeah, I'm going to go with Huey. Again, real life stats, played around that time period, a little bit later. Fairly long career, and let's hope for the best. Another 22-year-old on the team. All right, next up, we've got Jim Donnelly, third baseman. Good speed. A lot of guys with good speed in this draft. Joe Hutchison. And we still have that catcher. Although catcher's not a priority right now. And I guess Davy Williams. But we just drafted Huey, so we don't really need Davy. So let's head over to the pitchers. See what we got happening. Here's a starter who I don't mind. I don't mind this guy. Can bat a little bit. And then we got this reliever who, again, is pretty good. Mike Harkey. But I always value the starters a little more, and there are not a lot of starters left in this draft. So let's go and take Will Callahan with pick number 3. Okay, two-star relievers. 20-year-old with good movement, good control, Deadball Era profile, and Paul Gibbon. 26 years old. We're going to skip Paul. We're going to go with Arnold. 20-year-old, yeah. I like that build for this time period. So let's go with Arnold. Next up, go back. We got enough. 2 pitchers is good for me. Let's just stock up on batters and hope for the best. Got a couple 2-stars. Let's rank them by gap and contact. I think Eddie. Yeah. For a 4th round pick, 5th round pick even. Eddie is the man. Third base, shortstop. Yeah, 5th round pick. I think that's great that he's still there. Next up, we've got will be a major league manager after his batting career, Bruce Bochy. Mike Blowers. And Tom Barlow. Defense. No, let's just go with the best defensive guy. 1.5 stars, Foster Castleman. Another infielder to add to the depth chart as we head to round 7. Not much left. I think we go Joe Gallagher. Yep. Joe Gallagher, you are the man. We're really zipping through this draft. Usually I take a lot more time. Okay, Larry, if Larry is still there. I don't think he will be, but let's check if he is. No, he is gone. He would have been a good choice as well. Brett Wallace at first base. Yeah, I think we're going to go with Bill Brubaker. Another infielder, Bill Brubaker. 2 rounds left. Let's head back to the pitchers. Only 1 left, and not a very good one. So I think, Frank, we'll leave you for someone else. Someone else can have a shot at you. We're going to go with either Stan Benjamin or Joe Hall. Let's go with Joe. Let's get another outfielder. Got a lot of infielders today. And then I think we'll go with maybe the best catcher left. There's not really a good catcher left. So I do see one guy that is not all red. Make that 2. Okay, we're going with Paul. And there you have it. We have finished another draft, the Montreal Expos. I don't feel overly confident. I mean, we did get Frank Schuchart, who looks like he is going to be a really good addition to the team. Again, we have right now playing short, we've got Joe Sewell. But by the time Schuchart's ready, Sewell's probably going to he's going to start declining pretty quick. And in fact, his bat, he's gone from 312, he went 325, 312, 256, and then into the 240s. So yeah, Joe is not the offensive juggernaut he once was. All right, let's take a look at the Hall of Fame results. Last episode, we selected a few players that we thought were deserving of the Hall of Fame. Let's see if any of them actually made it. Reports and info. I guess so. That is today. So we got to finish today off first. There we go. Hall of Fame voting. Kerrywood was the closest, 57.5%. Fritz Peterson, Markham Christensen, and Dykstra. So the 3 that we thought were deserving did get some votes and will stay on the ballot. Off the ballot are Kyle Tucker, who just missed out of hitting that 5%. Chisenhall, Kruko, Foster, Boyle, and Hargismeyer. Unfortunate. We're getting close to our first member of the Hall of Fame. Speaking of which, I saw at the end of the last episode, if we go back and we look at the award winners, and we'll go to the NL. Pete Browning, remember good old Pete Browning? Well, Pete retired last season. So he will be on the Hall of Fame ballot very, very shortly, and he better be a first ballot Hall of Famer. So here is our first real all-star player that is now out of the game. Finished his career with 2,457 hits, 105 triples, 632 RBIs, and a career WAR of 74.9. So definitely going to watch for him on the Hall of Fame ballot. All right, let's go to opening day 1916. Welcome to opening day 1916. It is T-shirt giveaway day here at the ballpark. Wow, virtual ballpark. And here is a look at the top prospects according to OOTP for this year. Top 10 prospects, Harry Stovey, who went first overall in the last draft. He is the number 1 prospect. And then Rosen, Yelich. Our top prospect is Ken Griffey Jr., 20 years old and ranked number 4. So that is the only prospect that has made the top 10. And if we look at our system right now, these are the changes that I'm going to make for this year. I've only brought up one individual, and that individual was a relief pitcher. So I'm bringing up Jack Bushelman. Still has some time to develop, but he's a little bit higher overall than the person I sent down, and we sent down reliever Dick McBride. And you can kind of see his profile here, a little bit more established, fully developed here, but we're going to give the 25-year-old reliever a chance and see if he can expand and maybe increase like the Senator did when he was given a shot. So he is the only player that we're bringing up to the majors. I did promote Ken Griffey Jr. to AAA, I think he's ready to take that next step as a 20-year-old. We'll take a look at him after the second month, though, just to make sure that, he's performing at least adequately. If not, we're going to move him back down to Double A. I don't want to risk hurting his development. Moved up Whitey Lockman to Double A now. He is the stud that was in rookie for a couple years. He hit .492, actually just 1 year in rookie. And he's 18 years old, but I think we give him a shot at Double A. Once again, we'll look back after May and just make sure that he's not, doing anything that would require him to go back to rookie. We moved up Stuttgart right away. He was the first round pick this year, 22 years old, pretty much developed. We're going to put him in Double A. And same with Huey, fully developed, 22 years old. We'll move him right up to Double A. So not a lot of, movement within the organization. The only other thing I did do was I put Scott Stratton back as a two-way player, just because, his hitting isn't the worst. And if he has to come in a pinch hit situation, totally fine with that, or a pinch run situation. We tried him as a one-way player for a couple seasons. Didn't really seem to make much of a difference. So we're going to put him back as a two-way player. All right, here we are on opening day. And as always, I like to play the opening day out. We are playing against the juggernaut. At least they used to be. They kind of tailed off last season, but the Cincinnati Reds. So we've played them before on opening day. Let's see how this season goes. And here is your opening lineup for the Montreal Expos, 1916 style. Leading off, Paul Molitor. In center field, hitting second, Juan Pierre. In the number 3 slot, Bo Jackson. In the cleanup, we've got Bob Chance. Hitting 5th and first time in the starting lineup, Nick Markakis. Catching, Manny Seguin. Shortstop in the number 7th role, Joe Sewell. Getting the opening day start this year will be Ted the Senator Kennedy. And once again, hitting 9th, third baseman, Hank Majeski. All right, let's go ahead to the second inning. Again, Montreal is at home, and boy, oh boy, our worst opening day start of this franchise. 4-0 after the first inning. Heading to the third, we do get one back. Our first run in the 1916 season will be scored on a single from Seguin. That's going to score Bob Chance with the Expos' first run. All right, 3 more, guys. 3 more. Head to the fourth, still 4-1, being out hit 8-4 as we go to 5, and it is 4-2. All right, we cut the lead in half, and this time the Expos get a run off a single by Joe Sewell. Actually, it's a single by Ted Kennedy, which scores Bob Chance once again. So Chance with a couple runs this game. We go to the 6th inning. Ted Kennedy has settled down, hasn't allowed a run since the first inning, which is good. We go to 7. Still 4-2. All right, let's go to the 8th before we play it out. Few hits by the Reds, but they do not score, and we have held them in check since that first inning. It is 4 in the first and nothing after that. We've scored our runs in the second and the fourth as we go to the bottom of 8 with the game 4-2. Bo Jackson at the plate to lead off the bottom of the 8th, looking for a man on base, and he strikes out. Brian Tolberg on the mound. Pitched a really strong game, 7 1/3 so far, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. Bob Chance, who's had a pretty good game so far, he pops one out to the shortstop. 2 away. That's going to bring up Nick Markakis. And he takes a walk on the outside of the plate. So the tying run will come to the plate in the form of Manny Seguin. Manny, how about a double? Double to the gap. Well, it is a slow roller to short, the force out at second, and the Reds make quick work of the Expos. We go to the bottom of the ninth. 4-2, Tolberg still in the game. 7, 8, 9 hitter coming up. Joe Sewell, first one up. That is a roller to the shortstop. Easy play, 1 away, and that's going to bring up a pinch hitter. Montreal is going to bring in someone with contact, Patsy Donovan. All right, Patsy Donovan, first pinch hit of the season. Doesn't have a lot of power. All we need him is on base, though. Just get on base. Roller to second, 2 out. Hank Majeski, hitless in the game so far, so I think we're going to bring in another substitution. Let's bring in Cal Daniels. I wanted to bring in Cal as kind of a power guy, but let's bring him in because 2 out, we need someone on base. Not a familiar position. Cal used to be in the starting lineup, but Nick has taken his role. Here comes the pitch. 3-1 count, and Cal takes a walk. All right, there is life in the Expos. Paul Molitor at the plate. If you want anyone at the plate, it's probably Paul Molitor. 1 for 4 on the day. Here comes the pitch. 0-1 count. Ball will be in play, and it is driven to third. That will do it. The Montreal Expos lose their home opener to the Cincinnati Reds 4-2. Kennedy goes 9 innings, giving up 4 earned runs all in the first inning. And Tolberg takes the win. Complete game, 8 hits, 2 earned runs. The Reds, they have our number. Some weeks we have 7, some weeks we have 3. This video, we only had 2. So because I like transparency and I like to do things that I can bear witness to, the winner of video number 23 of the Draft to Glory series on YouTube, 5 packs, will be sent to Ishvix. Congratulations, Ishvix. And again, there'll be another video up later today on the YouTube comments, and your name will go in for 5 packs. So that is going to do it for this episode. Before we go, we are going to give you a skill testing question to try and win 5 packs. And to do that, we're going to go to the Cincinnati Reds lineup, the team that we just played. I want you to name any player currently that you see on the Cincinnati Reds roster. They don't have to be a starter, just anyone that you see on the list here. Same rules apply. You cannot put someone that's already been listed in the comment section. So make sure it's someone different. Deadline for this will be on Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So get your guesses in by Sunday, 10 a.m. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. It's a great day for baseball. And do what you can to help people out. It's tough times. Again, the simplest little gesture can go a long way. We'll see you next episode.